back to my channel. It's Tabetha. Thank you so much for clicking on to today's video. So today's look is a lot more different. We're totally in a vibe today, as you can see, and that is because we are going to be using the 35S Morphe palette, the Sweet Oasis. I love this palette. It is beautiful. It's definitely something that you can rock for any type of day. The colors are so vibrant, they're so buttery and so smooth of colors, as well as the shimmer shades that are in this palette. I appreciate the color coordination that went through to create this palette. It is something that you can have for a very special occasion. You can have something that's very subtle for a normal day. You can have something that's more towards just having more vibrant colors into your eye look, or something more deeper. And that was my favorite thing about this palette. And then on top of that, of course, my girl I Love Sarahi was the face when it came to the campaign, and I thought it was just beyond beautiful. So I definitely had to come through with you guys and create a beautiful look. That being said, let's get right into the video. So I already have my brows on, and if you did not see my last video, which was the Valentine's makeup look, I'll leave it up here somewhere. You can definitely get into the beginning of the video and I showcase exactly the products that I'm using on my brows. So the normal, I'm going to use my Plouise base, and I have it into this little jar. So I'm going to take it, tap it onto my eyelid. Let's go in. I'm going to use this Zoever buffer brush just to buff the Plouise base out. I like the Plouise base because I'm very fair skinned, and as you can see, I have like redness that seeps through my skin regardless of my acne, but it covers any pigmentations that's underneath it. So when you're more pale, your veins showcase a lot more. So with that, it's a lot more harder. So I have sometimes darkness at the ends of my eyelids, and then top lids is usually like red, and it's just flush with a lot of colors. And I'm going to use the normal, the Sephora Micro Smooth powder, and I'm going to set my eyeshadow lid with this. And I'm using a e.l.f. concealer brush to press everything in. I don't like to use different motions. I just literally press everything into my skin, make sure it lasts longer. And my favorite trick is to take a little bit of the powder and then tap it onto the brows. It makes it look a lot more natural, subtle, lasts longer throughout the day. I honestly don't know, like this palette is giving me such a beautiful vibe, so I really don't know what I want to do. I really don't know. Like, I have the background. I don't want to really like go crazy with colors, but we're definitely going to keep it in the same tones. I'm going to go in using the Color Friendcation palette. I'm only using this to use necessary, and that is this shadow right here, the one in the middle, and I'm going to use that just as my transition shade. I feel like with the 35S palette, there's not much of a transition shade in here, and I like to start low and then start my way up. So I'm just going to take this fluffy brush. This is the Morphe M504 brush. Tap it in. And I'm going to start at the ends of my eye and just work my way into my crease.
Fire, 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 fire.
And today I'm going to make sure it's like nice and rounded with my eye shape. I like to blow it out sometimes because I have so much lid space, but today we're not going to do that. We're going to try to keep it down a notch. Alright, so I did that. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take this brush. This is a Morphe M514 brush, and I'm going to take this shade right here. It is called Sandbar. So this beautiful shade right here. I'm focusing everything into my crease, and I don't want to exceed from that. Keep it nice and rounded.
Fire, 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 fire.
Use a smaller brush. I want to get very into detail, so I'm going to use the Morphe M506 brush with that same shade from the palette, Sandbar, and we're going to make sure this is a nice detailed eye look. And with my inner corners, it's a lot more smaller, so definitely using a detail brush helps me with that. I actually like that we're stuck in the snow, only because it's like I get to just be in my room, be my own vibe, listen to music, do my makeup, and you know, just I'm in the vibe, you know. And that's something I love the most, because I do miss freelancing right now, but I know that I'm in a different chapter in my life that I need to focus on, and when that is taken care of, eventually, you know, you'll see it. I'm really loving the shades. They're definitely blending out super smooth, and even though Sandbar is a lot more pigmented, it doesn't showcase that much on me. And I'm just building this color. Now I'm going to use a darker shade, and I'm going to use Hidden Cove, this shade right here. And I'm using such a light hand when doing this.
Fire, 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 fire.
I love how this is. It's nice and gradient on the edges. You definitely want to make sure everything's nice and gradient. And what I mean by gradient is just like that smooth transition that you see. You don't see no harsh lines. You just see that it has like that ombre effect. All right, so now since I use Hidden Cave, I definitely want to keep myself in that same tone. So I'm going to use Infinity Pool, which is a lot more brighter, and do the same exact thing. This looks amazing. Gotta switch it up, guys. Gotta switch it up. And I love to do like neutral colors and something that everybody would love, but once in a while we gotta step out our boxes. I'm going to go in with that brush, make sure everything is diffused. I'm going to go back in with Infinity Pool and probably use a little bit of Sail Away, because I need a little more vibrant. It looks a lot more purple, and just put that on top of where I put Picture Perfect. Yeah, this looks a lot better, because then it has a gradient of shades that I was using. All right, so now that is done, we actually have our shade coordination together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Coastline and a little bit of Reef Dive. So what I'm going to start doing is using my finger and press it exactly on my lid. Oh my god, this is so vibrant. It's gonna look shitty for a little bit. Remember that. What I'm going to do is take a flat detailed brush. This is the Morphe M204 brush, and I'm going to take a little bit of Coastline Cruise. I can't even talk. Coastline Cruise. This is the Avion facial spray. I'm just going to spritz a little bit. I'm going to look down. And I'm just going to diffuse the edges. And what I'm doing is just starting in the middle and then rounding it out. And then diffusing the edges. Now I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of Revel in it and then mix it with Wanderlust. I don't know, I just want to add a little pop of something, you know? I'm putting that in the center, giving you mermaid vibes, I guess.
Fire, 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 fire.
Alright, and now what I'm going to do is take a little bit of Wind Surf. It's like this beautiful iridescent silvery color. And I'm just going to pop this in the center, but like on top of the pink. We're putting shades together, guys. This is how you create. This is how I do things. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go for a wing. I don't know why, don't ask me. I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna use my Haus Laboratory eyeliner pen. That's this right here. So the foundation routine is obviously the same, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my foundation routine and I'll get back to you guys so that we can finish up this beautiful eye look. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Alright, so I did the rest of my face. Obviously I didn't do my lips because I want to do that with you guys as well. So we're gonna finish the eye look. We're gonna work on the bottom lash line. I'm going to take sandbar and I'm going to take this detail brush. This is the Morphe M213 brush to add this to the bottom. Am I the only one that does that? Like, I just look all the way down like this and to do my bottom look. I don't know. I try sometimes to stay in the camera and I can't. Make sure it is blended out. I'm going to do is, because I really want it to pop, I'm going to take a little bit of Snorkel Sesh and then add that to the bottom. I love how everything looks. What we are going to do is bake a little bit. I'm going to take my mixed powder. And if you don't know what's in here, you could definitely watch my previous Valentine's Day video. I definitely put you guys onto a lot of products that I've been using. So I'm just going to take this, cut the cheek. What I'm going to do is take my NYX Wonder pencil, use that for the bottom lash line, make everything pop. Alright, so next what we are going to do is just take all of this powder off. And how I do it is I use my Sephora Micro Smooth powder in Clear 15 and I just swirl really lightly. We're going to spray our face. I'm going to use the Evian facial spray. Keep us nice and hydrated. I'm going to use my Milani Make It Dewy spray. I really love this. I got this the other day, first time trying it. And then go in and just press everything in. I'm very anal with this part because I really do not like to crease. Alright, so I'm going to be using the Smashbox Superfan Fanned Out Mascara. This is my favorite mascara at this moment. So these lashes that I'm using, I ended up wearing it when I did a look the other day. These are two different types of lashes in one. I really love stacking lashes.
Fire, 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 fire.
Going to do is take my eyelash curler, which is this, and just clamp my lashes with the false lashes. I'm just going to put mascara on the bottom lash line. Alright, now for a lip. Gotta keep it subtle because obviously we gotta stay in the vibe. I'm going to use my infamous lip liner. This is my favorite. This is Sweet Tea. This has always been my OG since it came out. I'm gonna leave it like that because we're obviously gonna clean it up. I'm actually gonna take a little bit of foundation instead of using an actual lipstick right now. I'm gonna take the Morphe Cream Lipstick and Flirt and add that in the center. I'm gonna take a brush and just press everything in. And this is my beautiful trick that I like to do when I want my lips to look nice and luscious and plump. I take the Patrick Ta She's Expensive lip gloss and I put this only around my cupid.
Fire, 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 fire.
And then I'm gonna go in with the KKW. This is Nude 2.5. Yeah, I'm gonna use this one. Alright queens, and that's all that I have for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while we created this beautiful look. I hope you learned something new today. Please let me know in the comments if there's any other videos that you would want me to create or recreate of any other look. I hope you have a blessed day and I'll see you queens on the next video.